Who is most to blame for the Bears' performance through 8 games? Is it Jerry Angelo? Is it Lovie Smith? Is it the players? Log on to csnchicago.com, click on the Monsters page, go ahead and vote away. We'll keep you updated on the results throughout the show. Right now, Lovie Smith getting most of the love, if you will, 64%. 17% saying Jerry Angelo, and 17% the players.
I hope the media eventually gets to Jerry Angelo. Maybe by week 11 or 12 he'll be questioned or criticized. By the way, Danny, the top offensive, it was all offense yesterday for our guys. I put down Cutler and Olsen as very, very positive. Forte had a good game yesterday. He didn't run for a lot of yards. Hester had a heck of a game. I think we've got to also bring that up. Alex Brown had a couple nice deals, turnover, sack that he caused, but he couldn't keep containment.
Don't forget Earl Bennett. He had a good day, too.
Yes, he did. Zach Bowman, Peanut Tillman, Alex Brown, Afalava, Hillenmeyer, Briggs, Ron Turner, the ground game. That's the negatives. I mean, you got to look at it. And Olin Kreutz, by the way, Olin Kreutz, I think it might be time to take another, maybe get a little longer. They're an old team. Yeah. They're an old team.
They've got a lot of catching up to do.
They do.
You know, the funny thing is, you look at the job that Rod Graves, the former personnel guy with the Bears, has done with the Cardinals, and it's been awfully sensational. I think, especially over the last couple of years, they go to a Super Bowl last year. They weren't the greatest team in the world. Where they finished the season 9-7.
They were 9-7. Just got really hot at the right time.
Right, and they got hot at the right time and made a march to the Super Bowl. But overall, you look at the personnel moves. I mean, would we love to have an Anquan Bolden? Would you love to have a Larry Fitzgerald?
Kurt Warner?
Get a Kurt Warner. I mean, some smart moves.
I wouldn't mind having a Darnell Dockett if I were a Bears fan.
Well, there you go. He's a dominant defensive
back. This is nothing against Jay, but when the 38-year-old is better than the guy that you gave big money to, and it's not just Jay's fault. But you know what? Jay's still got to prove he can make it into the playoffs, and I don't know if he's going to be able to.
You know what the other thing is, though? If you give Jay Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden,
he had that in Denver.
I know. What did he do?
he wanted to get out of there.
500 yards. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to get out of there.
This is Denver all over again. That has to be what Jay Cutler's thinking right now. Because,
here we go again.
Again, he was sold this bill of goods that he was going to come to Chicago and he was going to have a defense. He wouldn't have to score 40 points every Sunday to win. Right now, he needs to score more than 40 points.
At the end of the night, because we were talking 45-35 games before the season even started.
I remember being on your show and talking in the preseason, worried about he might have to put up some serious numbers, and this isn't radically different than what he had with the Broncos.
Where do we go from here? How do they get better?
They're not going to get better.
It's not easy.
I think they're confident. I think they've had some people. Did you notice some people starting to get a little start to quit a little bit yesterday?
The locker room I was in yesterday, there were some guys not really happy.
That's the coach's job to get them ready, Dan.
Yeah, in terms of that poll question, yes, I vote for Lovie Smith because this was a team that he put on his shoulders, especially defensively. He's going to take all the responsibility. I'm going to make the calls. We're going to run this cover 2 my way. I was a really good defensive coordinator in St. Louis. I've got the guys that I need. He obviously doesn't, and he obviously can't.
They basically said all we're missing is a quarterback. That's all we're missing.
Right.
And I'll blame Jerry Angelo for that.
Well, let's look at it this way, too, though. If you are, again, looking at this defense, we talked about 2 key personnel being out. That is Bryant and Pisatino Isamoa, who they had planned on being. And frankly, from the start, it looked like Pisa was going to be a pretty good football
player. Both of them are off to really good starts.
And then you look at the secondary, and, you had to go without Peanut for a time, Zach Bowman for a time, and Zach, I don't know. They kind of left that whole corner thing up for grabs. Anyway, you got a guy, Nate Vasher, who was an All-Pro, can't seem to get back on the field now.
Got safety now.
Now he's the smallest free safety in the league.
Exactly.
Can't tackle.
And
he's on the field because you're paying him money.
The other safety is like 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are a lot of mistakes.
So then why is Lovie taking most of the blame? Isn't that Jerry Angelo's job with the personnel?
Personnel is his area.
I'm just trying to figure that out.
Preparing the team and taking those personnel and molding them into a qualified playoff type of a team is the head coach and the coach's objective, and then the players. You got to take responsibility as well.
See, this is the problem with the way they went about building this team is because I don't think that they thought about. If we make this Jay Cutler trade, if we make this Gaines Adams trade, we don't need these
Gaines Adams. Get him off the field.
Yeah, how do you like that so far?
Get him off the field. The guy looks like he weighs 100. I watched him yesterday. They were throwing him all over the field.
They did not.
How do you pick a guy like
make that kind of deal in the offseason, and then all of a sudden be 6-10 and no way to build this team back up?
Thank you for bringing him up. The guy looks like he's 112 pounds. They were throwing him around.
He's a small forward. Yeah.
Oh, he's brutal. He is brutal. He shouldn't be on this team another week.
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
my friend.
John.
Thank you very much.
My God.
Hey,
Back to
anytime.
market again,
Hey,
my friend.
I was
Go
there
back to
Saturday night.
market,
It was
my
love.
friend.
Oh, you kidding me? That Mrs. Bear Report can't get enough of that
Mrs.
mac
Bear
cheese
Report.
muffins. She loves those things. We will be back, Kenny. I promise.
John, thanks a bunch, man. We
Anytime,
appreciate it.
guys. You got it. See
We're
you.
going to take a quick break. When hour number 2 begins, former Bears safety and all-pro safety Gary Fensick will join us here in studio.
See